What up with it, James Cash? What's happening, homeboy? What's up, YouTube? What's up, everybody? What's the deal, man? Y'all know me, man. I mean, it's become a common thing over the years. I just woke up. Yep, just woke up. Shout out to OG Steve, man. OG Steve leaving the hospital with his mom's. And, I think that's a great thing that Steve is by his mom's side every single day. I remember my mom used to go to the hospital. Man, I just go up there and grab her purse. I just go up there to get her purse, man. I see you when you get home, Mom. I'll be like, Mom, call me when they get ready to release you. Mom's would never stay though. She would leave early. She'd be like, hey, come up here and come get me. I'd go up there to get her. And she wasn't even released from the hospital. She'd just walk out with me. Mom's was a trip. Southside, what up? Watts District, what up? A wolf called Fred, what up? Your mom's had some serious respiratory issues as well, and she also had a pacemaker, man. So mom's was she was pretty solid, man. She was pretty down, man. Now y'all know where I get not following rules from, not taking care of myself from, right? Man, did you ever make beats as well? Man, I don't know them. A beat. Man, I don't know how to make no damn beat. Man, look, I'm the king of offbeat, man. Now, I couldn't make no damn beat. I used to try to scratch records. I wanted to be, man, look, I used to be at home, man, trying to scratch Richard Pryor and make some funny mixtapes. Man, I was always off beat, off a real beat, let alone my own beat. Man, that would be a sight to see somebody trying to dance or rap to one of my beats. That would be crazy. Tammy, what's up with you, Tammy? How you doing? Oh man, Richard Pryor vinyl or some Red Fox? I don't think we had no Red Fox albums. If we did, I really don't recall having Red Fox albums. But we had all Richard Pryor's concerts and albums, man. I'm trying to think because we had somebody else. I don't think it was Red Fox though. I always worried why Big Kid Mac didn't get into the music industry. Well, you know now. Marcus Young Cuz, what up, baby E? What up with it, homie? Baby E, I appreciate you tuning in every night, man. Thanks for your support. I know you be tripping off some of my stories, but it was funny how I really got on to you is I told one of them stories about 58th. And you was like, I was there, I remember that, and you knew my brother and shit. I'm like, all right, baby, you gotta be a real one. What's up with little Doc Rock, man? Kiba, what's up? I'm all right. Just woke up. You know what I'm saying? Just woke up and didn't really want to get up, but I was like, oh, it ain't 9 o'clock yet, so I'm good. Nah, Derek Lewis, absolutely not. I've been tied up though, man. What I did just do is I fell asleep on my cell phone and my remote. I woke up and my arm is cut. I think the side of my phone cut my arm open a little bit. Heard he working? Oh, absolutely. He love work, man. I can't believe it. Like he like work like he used to like burglaries. Snake get up and go to work every day. He love work and he love his girl. So them two things he gonna do, man. He gonna get up, go to work, and he gonna come home to his girl. I'm glad for him, man. I was talking to one of my good homeboys yesterday with the motorcycles, and we was talking about how much he changed, and we could never imagine him the way he is now. So everybody agreed that that's a blessing, man. It's a real blessing. Somebody said he finally get it. I said, nigga, what lifer don't get it? All the lifers I know come home and they function, man. They function, bro. Bam never had a stash spot. Stayed with it on the lap with an S hat. Man, I still got my Dolomite. Maybe it was Dolomite. It definitely wasn't Blowfly. What's up, Rob Moses? Michelle, what's up? Jill, where you and the Denver crew at? I thought you was coming on 9 o'clock, Jill. What's up with it, Nikki Lee? Free Big Sugar Bear. He what? He OTW? What Sugar Bear? Big Sugar Bear from where? Got me like, Sugar Bear? What Sugar Bear? These dudes on YouTube can't stop discussing. I'm getting tired of it, especially, man. You know what? Somebody told me yesterday the same thing about the last name you mentioned. And I'm like, oh shit, I don't even get notifications from dude no more. So I didn't even know he was still cracking like that. And I'm glad I don't get no pop ups no more, man. That stuff is just so old. But you know what it is? You guys be clicking on that stuff, so you're gonna keep getting hit with the algorithms. It don't even have to be the same person. It's the type of content. So that's probably why I'm not getting all these pop ups no more. But I've been tired of it. It took me about what, 3 days, 2 days, 2 or 3 days to get tired of it. I think what people mostly tired of is the speculation and the same angle. Like you get tired of the same stuff over and over and over with no new narrative, no new, I want to say evidence, but you know what I mean. It's just the subject is always the same. Oh yeah, chick, I ain't know about it. I ain't heard nothing about that. Ronda's something low. Hi, Robert Richards. Chicano from the Bay. What up? What up? What up with it? One love, one love, one love. You're happy just to have you lucky just to have just one love. Houdini. Man, man, I'm tired of it. You got the same dude every day. The same dude every day. No creativity whatsoever. But they eating off of it. I said a while ago, they eating off of it on me. They eating. They really eating off of it. Like I was talking to my nephew yesterday. My nephew was telling me, like, man, they are eating big. Dudes getting 347,000 views in one day. You know how much that is compared to somebody that doesn't get 347,000 views in a whole month. They killing it. Yes, 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 Kiba, absolutely it is. Absolutely. And I'm going to start it off with a swollen, leaking elbow. Y'all ever had a mosquito bite on your elbow? What's like really irritating and stinging? That's what this feels like. But I kept feeling my arm on top of my phone. I was just so tired to move the phone. And so I got what I deserved. And Michelle, you like my little decoration, right? Little cheap decoration I had on the other day. I thought it was gonna bring me good luck. I done lost it already. That shit ain't no good luck. That shit ain't good luck. I lost it already. Wore it one time, took it off, been looking for it ever since. Trap grinder, make a video every 4 or 5 minutes. It's crazy too, because I used to really like dude channel. And remember I used to say he was kind of weird. He had his own like swag and language. And I was kind of feeling that because it was different. It was very entertaining. But yeah, he run the same content over and over, other people's content. I guess they call them reaction channels now. They doing too many reactions for me. Too many reactions of the same content make it even worse. But yeah, but I always say, man, shout out to the dudes that find their own niche and their own lane, man. It's not enough people on YouTube that's creative. I think the most creative people are the ones that go and grab something from everybody's video and make their own little videos and put their stories together. Hey, I'm on live right now, homie.
I want to go live for sure, bro.
All right. Man, that's a trip. Dudes in the penitentiary call me more than dudes on the street. Dudes on the street know it's hard to get in touch with me. Dudes in prison, they don't give a, they just keep calling you until they get through. They just keep calling. They don't even mind that you be having your phone blocked and your phone off. Guess they don't have nothing better to do. But that's the homie though right there. JRL, what up with it? 702, what's up? Oh, we got a red, a blue, and a black button. You got a brown heart too, Michelle? I noticed Damian Porter went MIA. Speaking of YouTubers, is that right? Like I said, man, my algorithms ain't giving me none of that. Let me tell you what I get now. I just don't get all that stuff no more, man. Okay, I got Real Tune TV, which I don't think I even watch. I got a lot of shorts, J Stone, Dubs. I don't even know who these other two are. Message to Munchie B, Street TV with a female on there. New leaked footage. Got Nipsey on there. Did Deuce M's make fake paperwork? That's by Most Scandalous LATV. And then I got Trap News Network talking about 6. So I still got some of that stuff, but it don't be bugging me. It don't pop up or send me a notification. It's just sitting there. So peaceful, man. The who's who is popping. Morgan Moore, what up with a JAJ? What up, homie? How you doing, bro? Babyface, what up, homeboy? It's always a good day when we know Babyface is safe, right? Little Pep. We need a killer shrimp out here in Vegas. That's who's who is funny. I got all that disabled. I only watch what I search for. Oh yeah, I don't even know how to do that. Mine just do it because I don't watch it. I don't click. Don't send me or none of that. I just don't click on it. Kev Mack, mastering the art of communication. Today is my birthday, brother. Happy April 13th to you. Happy birthday, man. How old are you? I didn't realize you have 3 different YouTube channels. You didn't? As much as we talk about them? Damn. Or maybe you just see Kev Mack and you click on it. Yeah, 3 different channels. YouTube suggests a lot of blaxploitation movies to me. I watched Jive Turkey earlier. Floyd Mayweather is broke and on run. He's on the run. I never believe that broke shit. That broke shit is like, we finna have martial law. Like, they've been yelling Floyd is broke forever. I think he only went broke once. But nah, I don't believe that shit. On the run, I don't know about that. What'd he do? All right. OG Steve, you made it home safe. Coolie High yesterday. Okay, y'all watching that old school stuff, huh? You know who doesn't want martial law? Marshals. It's always gonna be martial law, homie. Always. Man, we finna have martial law. We finna get locked in. We finna get arrested. We finna get thrown in concentration camps. Oh man. I don't have no take on that, Stars. No take at all, man. Not publicly. Hey, your day. My day? Let's see. I woke up late. Baseball started late today, so that was a good thing. I watched baseball, made me some pizza, and Shh, I went back to sleep, man. After baseball, I went to sleep. So I went to sleep on the Dodger game about 5 o'clock, 5 something. Hey, good looking out, Herman Smith. Nah, bro. It's tonight. It's tomorrow. Babyface, what up, Keyway? What Rockhead? I'm sure he probably at home drinking a ginger beer. Hey, Kev, did you ever tell a story about when? Sort of, but not really, man. You know, I danced around that, man. If you remember when Rockhead was on, what, long time ago, when Rockhead and Loco used to be on here, I explained why I didn't want to go deep off into that. But I believe it's mentioned in my book, though. I believe. You know, a lot of people that come on here and ask that question never even picked my book up. Did you guide your kids from your lifestyle? Absolutely not. Never, ever. Never, ever. Only thing I ever did, I told my youngest daughter to keep her clothes on. Like you don't have to show anything. You feel me? Just be you. Wear your clothes. Don't don't be like that. So that's it, man. My son, I used to tell my son, or I'm not gonna say I used to tell him. I told him about 2 times. I'm like, man, look, if you're doing anything legal, you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, make sure you're ready for it when you get arrested. You know, make sure you're ready, man. You're gonna need a lawyer, you're gonna need bail, you're gonna want visits, have your shit in order. And that was it. I had to talk with him maybe 2 times. And then I talked to him in front of L, rest in peace. Had a conversation with him in front of L. And nah, my son ain't never had no issues, no problems. Golden State pulled a uh-oh moment today. 10 seconds left. Just let Buddy Hill. The last shot when Curry was hot. Ouch. Nothing. You don't gotta show nada. Did nada. What's up, Babyface? Babyface, Watts District. We got Watts in the house tonight, y'all. Geo 241. Episode 241 on Kane Video live streams got AC Babalu. I do not remember that show. Like, I would have never guessed the things that happened on that show. I'm gonna have to go back and clip it. I'm gonna have to clip it up, make some shorts out of it. I told my nephew don't bang, had a take with him for like a week. Next thing I know, he got put on NHLC. Salute to the GOAT. Keep representing our culture. Waiting on the next video. Active Chucks. What up, Active Chucks? What's the deal? What's the deal, man? Welcome to the platform, Active Chucks. King LX, what up? Dre, Mess himself, and Mess, an easy layup. Nah, not Draymond Green. I know some G's who went above and beyond to keep their kids away from the streets. That's good for them, man. That's great. You know, I give my kids' mothers credit. You know, they did a good job with the kids when I wasn't there. They did a great job. So we didn't have no issues with none of my kids. And quite frankly, the majority of my friends haven't had problems with their kids. Now, a few have, but I believe for the most part, they didn't try to stir their kids away from that lifestyle. But yeah, I had a lot of good help, man. Let's just say that. Back where it all started. Sometimes I start exploring these YouTube streets. Shit's weak, man. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand, but I knew that was gonna happen, man. I knew that was gonna happen to a lot of y'all. That's why I used to always warn y'all. Remember, I used to warn y'all about the older dudes was hitting the internet and they were gonna trump me with age. And these dudes was gonna start interviewing nobodies, people that was never a factor and had, no impact on the culture and things like that, man. And now you see it. It took a while, took some years, but you see it now. So thanks for the comment, King LX. But some stuff was obvious to me and apparent to me. And they say the real usually lasts longer than the imitators. The imitation stuff usually don't last as long, but we haven't really seen that yet. That's great, Kev. As the old saying goes, it take a village to raise a child. Absolutely, man. Once the old washouts got aces to the internet, it was game over. Once the old washouts got access to the internet, it was game over. I don't know about that, JS. I mean, that's your opinion. It may be factual. It may be on point. I don't know, man. Some of the younger dudes hit the internet and was probably worse than the older heads. To be honest with you, they done more damage than the older heads, in my opinion. But I mean, it's a collective. I wouldn't even separate it by age. I would just say, man, us as a whole, man, we just didn't know which way to go. Richard Pryor, which way is up? Who's seen that movie? I don't pay attention to any of the BS. I'm clueless to the drama. I used to be clueless too, James Cash, but you got to realize, man, people send me stuff all day, every day. So at some point, I wasn't clueless to everything. Right? Hey, thanks for the comment, man. Got some good comments today. Some names I never seen. What's going on, man? Is today the magical day or what? Appreciate all the love, man. Kev, question. How does your boy up out the hills become from West Boulevard? What boy out the hills become from West Boulevard? Did he start West Boulevard? I don't know what you're talking about. I had a cousin through marriage. Cousin through marriage. I ran across him in the county jail. He knew who I was. I didn't really know who he was. But we talked, and he was from West Boulevard, 6'4" West Boulevard. But I didn't really know them dudes like that. So I don't know if you're talking about 28th Street or you're talking about 6'4s. I'm lost, man. My memory ain't the greatest sometimes. Real niggas can admit when they wrong. Oh, shit. Oh, no, man. Sean from Dago, what up? What up, Kev? I saw you chilling with Rare Breed. Yeah, absolutely. The function was off the hook. Off the hook, man. Oh, it was about staggered. Which way is up? Had Richard Pryor in there, man. It's been 50 years of these gangs. Sad. Only 50? Shit, I thought it was going on 60. 58. Man. Yeah, you're talking about a R&B album. I'm talking about a movie, homie. That's why I said who seen it, not who heard it. stressing, OG Steve, stressing. "1977, Which Way Is Up," starring Richard Pryor. How come never gave us a real Long Beach interview, kid, man. Well, all right, it's a great question the way you worded it. So, everything I've ever done on Long Beach always got bad reviews. Like Long Beach disagrees with everybody from Long Beach history as far as my experience. So it's gonna be hard to get a real Long Beach interview because they're almost like New Yorkers. Nobody agrees with the information or the history that they have. So I don't know how to get a real one. As far as somebody that's known that you may know of, it's a good chance that they didn't want to do an interview with me. So, gangs have been around for over 100 years. New York had the 5 points. Black folks came late to gang banging. True, that's true. Mexicans on the West Coast was gang banging too. And then we had the social clubs. So, yeah, you're right. Can you start up another top five series again? 8 years in real day one from All Hood Publications. Another top five series. I could. Did Barefoot Pookie ever speak on what he started in Long Beach? Now, Barefoot Pookie never started anything in Long Beach. He just, he had a part in it. That guy who claimed to know Long Beach history but was interrupted by Chicken Swoop Brother was funny. Yeah, yeah. Uh, could have went wild. Could have went wild right there, but yeah, that was a trip. Bird definitely gives accurate info on existing gangs in LA. What if you were an artist? Would you have signed to Prime Death Row and all that drama? Ain't no telling, man. When you got a music career, you looking for opportunity. Only the strong will try to do it independently. I think it take more balls to try to do it on your own than to sign with somebody else. Start a top five Buster series. Damn, that would be wild. The Gator Brothers is who Long Beach people give all the credit to. Well, I give the credit to as far as what? Because historically, the Gator Brothers was into it with Crips. So, I mean, as far as what? Gangs, black gangs, or Crips, or what? Man, Michelle, he trying to get me in trouble. I like the Long Beach videos, especially the lead-in video. We even saw some pics of Trade E back in the day. We need a Rennie Potts. The first was crazy. Listen, man, I promise you. Wednesday, I was telling my female friend the same thing, right? Like, I'm like that Rennie Potts and Cutes was crazy, was off the hook, but I wasn't having that on this platform, man. Might be time to revisit it. Might be time for a revisit. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Mutant, not right now, I'm not. Rennie was super turned up, super duper, huh? I got a hot five suggestions for that list. Send them over to me, 702. I might just use it, or at least I'll use it as a blueprint. I've said it on here before. I know an individual in his 80s who says he found the businessman. He grew up on 54th and Main. I believe him. Did you ever meet Dazzy D? Nah. It was like Rockhead and Frog. Y'all bringing back memories now, man. Speaking of Frog, what happened to Frog? I haven't seen or heard anything from Frog in a long time. Those Gear Gang videos are criminally underrated. Criminally? Criminally underrated? Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Gear Gangs came out hard. If you ain't did this and you ain't do that, don't speak on it. I'm like, wow, JS, wow. Ain't nobody did a better run like 40 days of straight content, 2019 days before season 3. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I don't know, babyface. That name is not familiar to me. My grandfather told me the businessmen were all Army vets at first. Wow, I never heard that one. Babyface be old one, man. It's difficult when you have disputes among early members. It's hard to get the history when there's hostility. I really enjoyed those videos on Santana Block that got taken down. They was only taken down for a few days, man. They went right back up. I think out of 4, I think 1 I never went back to fix. Big Kev, in effect, what up, homie? That one live. I knew it was going down when Frog put on the Tupac. Kev, how Rock from Westwood situation doing? I haven't seen Rock, baby Rock. Shit, I would have thought you seen him. You would know more than me, but from my understanding, he's doing cool. Hey, thanks, Vanessa Jones. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Mrs. Jones. Kev, would you interview Lil Easy E? I mean, I would, but he wouldn't be on my bucket list. But yeah, I would. You know, if you missed it, I'm really tired of all these interviews, man. It's like not just oversaturated, but it's like it's too many, man. It's too much stuff been going on. You have to really dig in that haystack and find that one diamond, man. That, and to me, that's what it's about. All these people we don't know about, and you got to call around and say, "Hey, you heard of this dude? You heard of that?" You running background checks after he's been on YouTube is a little bit disturbing, but a lot of irritating, man. Because you got to realize, man, some people been interviewed by 20, 30 different people, especially if they're a celebrity or a kid of a celebrity. It's just either the person doing the interview didn't do a good job, or the person in front of the camera just didn't have a good story. I went to Webster with a few greens. They had squabbles with Backstreet C's on a regular basis. All those recommended videos on my YouTube is crazy, but it was gonna happen. It's crazy somebody in their 80s can't rest. Kev said background checks, homie. I need at least 3 reputable banging references to keep it real. Only you and Alonzo can really do these LA street interviews justice. Thank you, appreciate it. Michelle Cooley, good looking out. What up, Sinbad? What up, loved one? Tuned into your show. What it do, Sinbad? Sinbad like Kev make videos. Sinbad always call me like, man, I like your show because of this. I like your show because of that. Your show's different for this reason. And I appreciate that, man. I always say, man, sometimes I need that motivation. Derek Lewis, what up with it? Take you a birthday shot, bro. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, man. Thank you. Are rolling 80s on the west side of Long Beach? I believe so, yes. I believe so. Sinbad, south side, they would know better than me, but I believe so, yeah. Like the real deal. Yeah, I was glad. You know, Sinbad was like a win-win, right? Because a lot of my good homie, when I first Sinbad, I got in touch with Sinbad through Pretty Boy, and Sinbad didn't want to talk to me at first. Not he didn't want to, but he wouldn't talk to me at first. He'd be like, "Man, hit your homie, whoop 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 whoop." I'm like, "Damn, them all my homies." Like he really named my close homies from childhood, dudes that I know from 10, 11, 12 years old, right? Southside said, yeah, the 80s on the west side of Long Beach. And I called them, they all love him. They all got love for Sinbad and they got history with him. And so that was a win situation. But then too, he from the East Side Fortray, man. I tried to get folks. Fortray was one of the first sets I tried to get on here. And it was some dude, I don't remember his name. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, but it was a dude from Fortray always getting at me for a Fortray interview, but he would always go to prison. So he disappeared for a few years and then he'd come back at me and then disappear again. And I talked to some other Fortrays along the way. We just never did anything. So, Kev, you really then interview majority of the factors are like a puzzle that you put together. You just have to collaborate the stories. They all fall in place, years and events. Yeah, you know how that goes. Some things are a little bit off, but most of it line up. But the key piece that I look for is if you got a Crip and you got a Blood, or any factors of the Bloods, Brams, Pyru, however you want to say it, right? When they are from opposite sides and the stories line up, you got the truth. My pops went to Bourbon Day with Pierre Romain. You got to do an episode on him, Kev. I mentioned Pierre in a couple episodes. You know what I mean? I mentioned him. Remember the one at church where the pastor wanted him to be saved? And the pastor's like, what's your name? He's like, my name Devil. Casey, good looking out. Oh, shit. KMV put together the puzzle and answered so many unanswered questions. Kev can literally do documentaries using his own stock footage. That's a fact. It's just real immature to me, Miss 702. That stuff mad corny to me. Def some internet stuff right there. Yeah, I see you, Sinbad. Everybody decided to be nice to me tonight. Hey, thank you guys, man. You guys make me feel really special, man. My pops told me Pierre Romain was real good at baseball. I didn't even know he had a batting cage, man, in his backyard. So, you got a batting cage. You go out there, hit by yourself. You get good at it, Good night, chat. Y'all have a good week. All right, Babyface. Even Babyface got the good night chat. Like he's nice tonight too. Happy Soul Day, Big Kev, JC Senior. Good looking out. You still not speaking on Devil? I respect that. I mean, Devil's cool. He's already been tried and convicted. You know what I mean? Devil's a person that you can't speak on, but so you try to give your homeboy, your real homeboys, respect, right? And like even rivals, I don't try to put out there in bad light. Like I'm not trying to put them down. So I definitely ain't gonna do my homie no injustice. You feel me? Unless we just don't see eye to eye, if we not good. And even in them points, why would I birth that to the internet, right? Kev, you ain't always nice to us, but I don't trip like when you end the live on a bad tip, like, man, I'm out of here. But you always keep it 1,000, good and bad. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. We should have just called tonight, say something good about Kev McKnight. I'm over here gassed right now. Like, shit. We are not in the street. We got to respect the YouTube Crips. This is a different world. Why everybody keep talking about YouTube Crips? Where did y'all get that from? And why we don't have YouTube Bloods? Kev, not just the interviews, but your stories turn negatives into positive, and a lot of it's funny, like you telling dude not to try your pit bull. Man, And that wasn't meant to be funny. That's a true story, and it really happened. And I felt bad about it, man. But he called for it, man. He wanted it. He got what he was asking for. Thanks, James Cash. Thank you. Best channel on the West Coast. I don't know about that. I see people leave that comment under a lot of videos about from other people. But hey, thanks. You weak? Man, don't be weak, homie. Shout out to the YouTube Bloods too. Those true stories keep me laughing. I translate them and my family now feel like they know you. Just a bad time to be speaking on dudes fighting cases. We all know for sure the people is watching and listening. Man, look, they've been doing that. I've been telling y'all that. The problem is this. I've told y'all the problem before. I'm going to tell y'all the problem again. The problem is Mac is too boring. Mac freestyles. And so people not going to tune in when I talk about real stuff and try to warn people what can happen on this YouTube stuff, right? So if you remember, I was saying they had YouTube police on here. I did a documentary in 1998, I believe. I believe it was 98. I'm not sure. I think it was 98. But anyway, way back then, and they had YouTube police. They had YouTube. They had the sheriff gang detail watching. Actually, it wasn't YouTube. It was social media. It wasn't YouTube. It was social media. YouTube hadn't came out yet, but it was on CNET news, cable news network. So even before YouTube, the cops was already on here. I got a videotape of it that I was on, and they were already doing this before YouTube. So you know they watching YouTube. Yeah, it wasn't black. It was just social media, period. Because they had forums. They had Street TV had probably the first forum on gangs, and then there was other ones, something Damo's, Rips and Damo's, and it wasn't just Fear of a Black Planet. I'm telling y'all some real shit. It was social media. It wasn't no one outlet. It was just social media, the World Wide Web. That's what they was calling it back then, World Wide Web. So dudes had gang forums. I'm not talking about where you go to find a date or nothing like that. It was gang forums and gang websites. So they were doing that way back then, man. So you knew what they was gonna do when YouTube and Facebook and Instagram came. Yeah, they had a lot of chat rooms, absolutely. But not just the chat rooms. I'm telling you, I had a website back then. Remember? As soon as I got out of prison, I got hip to the internet, and I would be there, man. I don't know what paranormal is, man. I don't know what that is. My vocabulary is very limited, and I don't know the definition of a lot of words, man. So I don't know what that means. The party line is where it started. Now I don't know anything about that, but I'm sure. What up, Tori Thompson? I wonder if any spook hunters are still living. They'd probably be ashamed of themselves now. It's a good chance that there's can't be too many, right? Because there's not too many original social clubs from the blacks still around. The spook hunters were around before them, supposedly, right? People used to gang bang on the party line. People used to get dates on the party line. Carmack pretending he doesn't know vocabulary. I don't. I'm serious. Why I can't be serious and y'all think I'm lying and shit? I don't know what that word means. I could look it up. Y'all want me to look it up? 1998, New York had a phone line called Queens Raven, Brooklyn Raven. Cops were on there listening to hotheads talking. Malcolm X read the whole dictionary. Get on your Malcolm. I used to read the dictionary. That ain't got nothing to do with what you remember. Okay, you want me to look it up? All right. Guys got to remember, I always talk about how I learned from y'all, right? It say that website cannot be reached. This site cannot be reached. So let me try a definition. Multi-center, double-blinded, randomized, non-inferiority. Is that what you're talking about? Maybe I spelled it wrong. It ain't coming up with no definition. So apparently I don't know how to spell it either. See what I'm saying? Supreme, what up? Montel Curran Jr., what up? Folks dug up that old picture of Cowboys owner Jerry Jones at a race. Yeah, I seen that a long time ago. On GO, I was like, look at God. Watts, that used to crack for sure, for sure. Somebody want to tell me the definition of that word? Fire White. I don't know neither one of them dudes. 600 been on here to promote his fight with Cartoon, in which never happened. And there was excuse after excuse to delay that fight until it just went away. I don't know the other dude, never spoke to him and don't want to speak to him. Kev, you got any ghost stories to tell us about? Space ghosts? I told a couple on my lives. So that's what I was saying. Somehow I got distracted. So what I was telling y'all was Mac is boring. Mac don't get off into too much of the drama, right? So a lot of people will click on Mac Live and then they'll disappear and they miss some good things that I'll be trying to give y'all, right? Question, don't remember that. Peace to Cartoon. Paranormal is to do with ghosts or other explained things. Sometimes people include aliens or abductions. Nah, the only experience I had was I was asleep one day. I was a kid. My grandmother died in 1975. I was 7 years old. And so somewhere after 7 years old, I was asleep in my bed. Let me see, because I had my own room at the time. So we might be talking. We might be talking 79. I might have been 11 years old, maybe 11. Could have been, couldn't have been no sooner than 11. So about 11 years old, I'm asleep, and in my dream, I had an out of body experience. So I'm up in the air, and I'm looking at myself in my bed. I'm asleep in my bed now. I'm looking down at myself, and then I feel like I'm gonna die. And I'm telling myself, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up, or you're gonna die. But I can't move. It's just like crazy. And then finally, my body comes down back into my body. And now I see my grandmother, who had passed 3, 4 years earlier. And she's up in the air. She's floating in the air and she's talking to me. I don't even remember the conversation now, but back then she's talking to me. And I'm freaked out. And my mom was home. My mom was in her room. And I get up and I'm like, damn, like, what was that about? Like, where my grandmother at? So my sister calls my mother. My sister's in like Missouri somewhere, Carthage, Missouri, or something like that at the time. And so my sister calls my mother and she like, hey, I had a dream about my grandmother. So my mother's like, you had a dream about my mother? And I stopped my mother. So I'm telling my mother about my dream. Mom, I had a dream about her too. And she was up in the air and this and that happened. And my sister had the exact same dream. What it was about, I don't know. But that's the only experience I ever had dealing with anything. No ghosts, unless you call a dead person. That's a family member a ghost. But that's the only thing I could think of that I ever had. Yo, kid, met all your grandparents growing up? Absolutely not. I did not. My mother's, what's up, Shaniqua? My mother's father was already dead when I was born. So I met my mother's mother. I met my father's mother. I was always, going back and forth to her house. And my father's father, I told the story, told a couple stories, talked about it on live. I never met him ever until my auntie died in 1991. So I was 23 years old. I was actually 22 when she died. Turned 23 that year. So I was 22 years old when I met him. And I only met him that one time. I wouldn't be mad if I never met that nigga, that son of a. But yeah, I met him. I met him. And that's it. That's it. So I knew about my grandmother's, but not my grandfather's. What up with it, Shaniqua? What's the deal? Supreme, what's the deal? I'll never forget, he gave me a $10 bill, fresh, brand new $10 bill, fresh from the bank. I'm serious. If y'all don't know, go look at the video, man. It's a good video. They real. I think I did 2 videos. Hey, thanks, Shaniqua. Appreciate it. Where Ebby at? I don't see Ebby. Wherever you were before you were born is where you go after death. Keita Rock interview would be cool to see. Keita Rock would never do an interview with me, man. It was really strange. He wouldn't do an interview with me. But in hindsight, he may have been wanted. He may have knew he was wanted, and I didn't. So that might be why he didn't want to do an interview. I don't know if he caught the case after or before that, but I have to think in hindsight that he had already caught that case. I'm telling you now, Mike, I think he was on the run for a case or knew he had caught a case. But I could be wrong. He might have caught the case afterwards. I don't know. But nah, we got politics in the hood, homie. We got politics. I have been blessed to live with all 4 of my grandparents, 2 still living. I also knew 4 of my great grandparents. Oh yeah. So I met one great grandparent, my grandmother's mother, my father's grandmother. I met her. Um, I was very young at the time, and I met her sister. I met my grandmother's sister and brother. That's about it, man. That's it. I was blessed to have a large extended family. Great time. That's what's up. Mr. East Side Town. What up with it? East to the west. What up with it? Good looking out. Happy born day, King. Hey, good looking out, y'all. Family is good, man. I love family, man. The more family, the better. But everybody in your family ain't cool, though. You always got the 1 or 2 nuts, right? You always have like that crazy gene in the family where this person gets it, and then one of their daughters or sons gets it, and then they son or daughter gets it, right? So we got a couple nutcases in our genes. Pan African, what up with it, James? What up, Westside Ebby? Hey, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Craziest thing ever. I met my great great grandmother's sister in 1990. She was born in 1897. And then you always have those family members that tend to not want to deal with the family, right? Not because you did nothing wrong with them. Get an interview with someone you grew up with. I wouldn't mind doing that. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with that. But a lot of people don't want their face on here, man. A lot of people be nervous. You know what I mean? But Crazy Boy been on here. KB been on here. Kev, you the big cousin I would tell fire up at family gatherings. Blood doesn't make us family, loyalty does. There you go. Big Rick interview would be fire. Fire. My favorite line from one of my favorite people on earth, Mumpy, when he told this story. Nigga, Kev Mack can laugh, but you can't. Sums up a whole lot. Kev, you heard of Tiny Candy Man from Fire Deuce Broadway? I want to say yeah. I don't know him, but I want to say yeah. My brother's doing all right. We spoke yesterday. Me and bro spoke yesterday. Uh, he's doing fine, man. He sounded tired and sleepy, but we talked. Yeah. So that's the first time we talked since the Super Bowl, and before that was Thanksgiving, and before that was his birthday in September. So do the math. September to November, 2 months. November to Super Bowl, a little more than 2 months. And then now in April, another 2 months. So I can honestly say we speak about once every 2 to 3 months. We speak once every 2 to 3 months. So y'all can write that down. Yo, Kev, I recently watched an interview with a guy named Bandit from Lowell. Heard he got shot because he was talking too much. Is that true? I heard the same thing. I don't know if it's true or not. But yeah, I've heard all of that about the shooting and because he was talking too much. Yeah. You know, he had wrote a book and did a whole lot of interviews. He went on some big platforms and done interviews. So yeah, that's what I heard. You think you can get Lil Kill from Raymond on here? I'm not sure. I can ask my Raymond partners. You know, I got a couple partners from Raymond. I'm sure they would let me know. You think James and Luca gonna pull a Kobe and Gasol in the? I hope so, man. Luca got so much upside to him. For a guy that doesn't play defense, he makes up for it on offense like a mug. He gets assists, he gets points, he gets rebounds. That's pretty big, especially for a guy that has no defense. Right? Kev interviewed Taco from Black Riders. They like the new Black Panthers. He used to be a Damu, now he's a freedom fighter. I don't know him. How I'm gonna find him? I don't know. Anybody been down to Tijuana to see a dentist? I'm thinking my sister went down there and she don't regret it. She she actually recommends it. But hey, do like Slick and go to a motel, man. Slick go to a motel to see his Mexican dentist, man. Peace, Kev. Have you done any other interviews with Munchie B? Nah, just that one online. That's all. Good looking out, C. Carrera. Thank you, bro, for the comment. I just now, I'm an outsider when it comes to those motorcycles and stuff. I'm just now finding out that a couple motorcycle clubs that I got friends in are cool with the Mongols. That tripped me out. Of course, the Mongols they still politic, right? But I was surprised. I had no idea. I didn't know that. I also just found out what one percenters are. That tripped me out too. It appears the one percenters are the real ones, like the outlaws. Yeah, Ronald Green Jr. What up with it? Some dumb hit the fire alarm in my building. So everybody up now, Steve. What if it's a real fire, Steve? Ain't no fire. I lived in Mexico for a couple years. It depends on where you are, but that was the 90s, though. I heard they do nice car. They always did car interior in TJ. A lot of people used to get stash spots in TJ. That was way back in the 80s. Who was nice on those dirt bikes in LA back in the day? I had a homeboy named Scully. Scully was probably hands down the best in our community, our neck of the woods. They say Monster Cody was pretty cold too, but Scully was for real cold, like seriously cold. I think he used to race BMXs, but he used to like to jump off houses on his bike, stuff like that. Kevin, in spite of having been out the mix on the straight and narrow, do you ever concern that the federales could try and cross you up, as they had other YouTubers on some trumped up stuff, of course? Concern? No, not no concern, but I have thought, maybe they gaffle a dude up just on some, some bullshit. But nah, because if they watching me or listening to me, they know I'm clean as an arrow, man. And that ain't no cap. That ain't no say this for YouTube shit. This is real talk. So, I don't. I'm not worried. No, I ain't done shit. I'm cool. I'm straight and arrow for a long time now, real long time. So, I don't worry about that. Are they the vanguard? Okay. Well, I was close, right? South side. I didn't know that though. It's a lot of things I don't know about that, the bike stuff or today's low riders. Happy C-Day Cam. Stay youthful, brother, and bless up to you and the family, especially your kids and grandbabies. Thank you, High Chief. Appreciate the comment. Anthony Sal. I know that name. Who is that, Shotty? I know that name really well. Who is that? Kev, you know Prosper. I do know Prosper from Nickerson Gardens. Absolutely know Prosper. He used to hang out with Nipsey. He used to come over in the hood. He was in one of my magazines. I don't know what issue he was in, but Prosper, yeah, I know Prosper. Man, these devils want the black man in jail. That's why we need to unite. How old are you? I'm in my 50s, brother. Stay away? I don't know about stay away. I don't stay away from my homeboys. My homeboys are my friends. My homeboys are my homeboys. I don't stay away. I stay out the way. Happy C-Day, Kev. Thank you. Straight from the gate. MC Club scene fun as hell. I used to be in a club, Magic Wheels. D.O. second to none. Chosen few always have parties. All right, all right, all right. Any any future interviews with Mexican Rob or Slick? Uh Me and Slick, we talked about it shit damn near a year ago. So I don't know. Slick's a star now. Slick do his own thing. Slick is he's a celebrity now, y'all. So let Slick do Slick. But we've talked about it. He said he had to come back where he started. So we haven't done that yet. Yeah, there you go, Fletcher. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Rob Moses in a couple hours. Couple hours, man. Second to None is one of the best groups to have ever come out to West Coast. Oh, so we went from the motorcycles to the rap group in Compton. All right, all right, all right. Slick is funny. Slick used to have me laugh. He used to have me dying laughing. Slick is funny, man. Slick would be a better stand-up comedian than me, man. After my birthday, after it's clear and gone, I'll get back to some comedy and some stories, y'all. But uh, I plan to be tied up. Well, I ain't doing that on my birthday, but I got the 15th to do nothing. And then I plan to be tied up on the 16th through the 19th, resting on the 20th, taking care of business on the 21st. Then probably after that, sometime after that, I'll get back to the content, y'all. We damn near 2 months of no content. I'll get back to the content. Would love to see you interview a seasoned FOI member who's seen a lot in LA. I never thought about that one. Never thought about that. Detroit. What's up, Detroit? Happy C-Day, Kev. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Big House. Thank you, sir. Steve Muhammad, Moreno Valley Crips are called Sex Cash. The others are called Edgemont. Yeah, Tony Muhammad. I know Tony Muhammad. I know him. I got a story about Tony Muhammad. And what was the old boy that used to be from Schoolyard that they used to call a camera whore? His name slips my mind. He got a name, but yeah, I was out with them one time and they got into a fight. Have I interviewed any Hoovers? Hmm. Have I interviewed any Hoovers? Hmm. Tony Stacy, Keith Claus. Seen Tony in Atlanta one time. Um, yeah, I can't think of that dude's name. Y'all know what I'm talking about though. They actually had a fight. Like I didn't know them dudes fight. I didn't know they squabbled each other. I thought it was a brotherhood. I thought it was a religion. But they squabbled and dude snatched his chain off and I grabbed his chain, put it in my pocket. Some of them dudes wear fake jewelry too. I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. Some of them wear fake jewelry. I don't know why I turn green and other dudes don't turn green when they wear that shit. But Lunatic Frank, we used to be in the Boy Scouts together. Monster Cody, he would be a good interview. I guess he would be a good interview, right? Just talking about Monster would be a good interview, right? In the war in the early days would be a good interview, right? I was locked up with Tony Muhammad when they fought them pigs. I'm banging Clippers. You a Clipper fan? I'm sorry about that, man. I feel bad for you, Seattle Philly. Feel bad for you, homie. 5225. Thanks, Crippo. Salute, Reggie Owens. What up with it, Reggie? Yeah, man. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Who got the best happy birthday song? Come on, let's hear some names. Who has the best happy birthday songs? Would it be Stevie Wonder? 50 Cent? Kev, they don't know your history with the Clippers. I ain't knowing my history with the Clippers either. What, that I don't like them? That they a bad franchise? I don't know Big Bob from Harlem, but I know of him. Absolutely, I know of him. Marilyn Monroe, Luke, SW. Is that SWV? You ever run across old boy Kevin Cooper? No, but it's crazy you would pull that name out the hat. I was thinking about Kevin Cooper the other day. Is Kevin Cooper still alive? He would, if he's still living, that would be a good interview. That would be like a good personal interview, and for people that wasn't around. But I remember I was on the east side with my father when the news came that Kevin Cooper had escaped in Chino. And I don't know why, but he's still living. That'd be cool if one of y'all try to hook up an interview with him, right? He's still locked up, right? He got life without. But Kevin Cooper would be good because I used to always think about Kevin Cooper and I would watch him on the news and shit, and they trying to find him and then framed him for that murder when he escaped. I just was infatuated with the escape, like some real live movie type shit, right? I believe he was framed. I absolutely believe he was framed. I believe he was framed because of the fact that the person who witnessed the murders gave a totally different description, a different ethnicity. So absolutely, I believe he was framed. Why would that dude lie when he seen his parents, I believe, get killed? No, I never interviewed P. Wack. No, I haven't. But sometimes, man, like the color of your skin, your afro, and your past used to hunt you back then. Like in the 70s and early 80s. Yeah, Kim K was on his case. I didn't know that. Shit, if I was him, I would have tried to get a conjugal visit from Kim K. Like, will you marry me for a week? Like that nigga, you won't have to escape no time soon, right? But yeah, they probably won't allow him to do an interview. They probably would. Shit, the nigga got life. He shouldn't give a damn. He just get on the phone and say, what they gonna do to him? Take his top ramen for a week? Shit, I don't know. But man, what about OG Murdoch from Front Street Wise? I don't know OG Murdoch. Kim K let everyone hit. She like the guard in the front, the gun tower. And she screw everybody to get to that conjugal visit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hi, Chief. Yes, sir. You want a Corvette? Little red Corvette? Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Chief, man. What did your people from 60s think about the Monster Coded video? It got good reviews. Uh, I know a couple homies, about two or three homies, maybe three or four homies, that said, why I let him lie about shooting one of the homies. You know, Baby Mac got on it, pulled up the articles, and he was actual factual. He was arrested for that. So, that's why I always say, man, you can't possibly know everything about everybody. If a dude tell you he ain't did this and then go on the other side of town and tell you this dude ain't done that, man, they hating. They hating or they think they supposed to know everything. Is that right? I didn't know that, Southside. Damn, that's crazy. Shit. I see why you dudes go to prison now. Shit, you ain't got to pay no bills and you still could get some coochie. I didn't know that, homie. But what was I talking about? Oh, Monster Cody video. Yeah, so Monster was in the newspaper for that stuff. And it was when he said it was. So it was true. Um Other people liked it though. Everybody liked it. They thought it was good video. A couple of people said, he looked like he was on drugs. Looked like he lost a lot of his weight. But no, they liked it. They liked it. Monster Cody, a freedom fighter though. He wasn't active. The love that said, I heard the 60s were pissed when that book came out. Uh, there was there was one guy he mentioned in the book that was pissed off, right? And then Pretty Boy, a few people felt the way they felt, but for the most part, people that was pissed at the book didn't even read the book. Some people name wasn't mentioned. Some people just felt like they was mentioning bad. Like, I mean, that's normal. That's pretty normal, right? Damn, James Cash went hard. Tagged that like button one time. 60s had a guy named Monster. Big U talked about Hoover Monster. Facts on top of facts. 60s had Monster Ken, the Monster Ken family. And yeah, Big U was speaking on Monster from, I believe, A. Trey Hoover. Yeah, A. Trey Hoover. I love that video, especially that freestyle. And he was breaking down how he met. Kev, do you ever fact check? Do I ever what? Do I ever fact check? Man, come on, man. Absolutely. But no, I'm not fact checking during the interview, right? Let people tell their story, and if they're a liar, let that be on record that they're a liar. You feel me? How well did you know Mumbles from six? I didn't know Mumbles. I didn't know Mumbles, man. I never met Mumbles. But yeah, man, I compare stories, you know what I'm saying? I clip stories sometime. I put them two different stories side by side. And we done already did a lot of reading newspapers, but if it's somebody we don't know or incident we don't know, we go look for it. Um, then I got dudes, I got original East Side Crip with Raymond Washington that I could call and fact check things with. AC's gone. I can't call AC no more. Uh, But then you got Bird, you got Munson. They know a little bit about what was going on when the Crips first started and prior to the Crips starting. And you know, yeah, I don't ever consult with Hawk though. Me and Hawk never talk like that. Hawk is more Baby S Mac's friend, Little Monster's friend. When I say friend, they have a real tight relationship. Whereas I was introduced to Hawk, did an interview, and since then I've run across Hawk at funerals. But that's about it. Uh, I don't have no deep relationship with him to where we speaking on the phone and stuff like that. I talk to Munson on the phone a lot. Like I said, one of Raymond's original homies, one of Cute's crimies from back in the 70s. Then I got a couple dudes grew up on my street that knew a lot of people. So yeah, I do fact check. I may not bust them out, you know what I mean, but it helps me to form my opinion and keep my facts in order. Kev, was it difficult interviewing that dude from US? He was a little institutionalized, but it was a good video. You talking about Tommy Dean, right? Because we interviewed another dude from US. His name slips my mind. Yeah, it's like pulling teeth with them dudes. But and then let me tell you something about the US boys. So when you talk about US boys, it's just like I was talking about the New York dudes and the Long Beach dudes, right? Like the US boys be like, he wasn't no US, he wasn't around. I don't remember him. He wasn't with us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, those type of interviews, the interview itself is not that bad, but when you start fact checking or trying to tie stories together and get other people, it becomes an issue. When dudes be saying they don't know them and they, you know what I'm saying? Kind of not to make any comparisons, but like dudes that be on the internet saying they from 60s. It's like people don't know them. Here goes a little something to put down on a good meal for your C-Day, Big Kev. Enjoy peace and blessing, my brother. Power for show, much love. Good looking out, Black Warrior Spirit. Appreciate it. I'm having more fun tonight than anything, right? We've been having a couple good lives lately. Like I always feel good when I think the lives are good, right? Because sometimes I'll be like, man, that boring ass live, like that was whack. Shaniqua, yeah, I leave out Tuesday. Been out here with the good peoples turning up. I knew a U.S. boy. He was tight with Alvin Transman. Ended up being an OG from Nutty Block. Cause did you ever know Big Bunchy? Big Bunchy, the Barefoot Pookie used to talk about and Q talk about. I never knew Big Bunchy, but Barefoot Pookie gave me one or two pictures of Bunchy. I know I got Bunchy with the big afro, but I think I got Bunchy hanging out with two homies or something. But I know I got a picture of Bunchy, yeah. I never met him though. He's supposed to play an instrumental role in the evolution of the paybacks. Do you still have any prison habits? Top ramen. That's about it. Shaniqua got the best name in the chat. I gotta change my online name. Derek Lewis is different, man. Keep your real name, man. Keep your real name. Shaniqua does have a good name. That Town Business, right? Town Business. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's up with your girl, Keisha Cole? What's up with Keisha, man? Gregory Wright, Kev. Yeah, that's it. It was Gregory. Gregory. I don't remember the last name, but yeah, that's it. He was. That was a weird interview right there. Like he was real paranoid. He was very paranoid. Very, very paranoid. He thought Baby S Mac was the FBI. He thought Baby S Mac was the FBI, and he thought, I won't go into that. I'll let other dudes say what it is. But she chilling us. What's up? Kel, what was it like meeting Big Space? I don't feel like I met Big Space Ghost. I know Big Space Ghost. So to me, there's a difference. But Space Ghost, man, he liked to squabble. He liked to talk his shit, and he liked to give you history of his squabbles. I don't know who Wright is. I don't know if that was his last name. He was really a U.S. boy. Which one, Southside? What up? Which one? Gregory or Tommy Dean? I don't think there's no doubt that Gregory was one, but people had something to say about both of them. Though Space Ghost looked like he kin to CJ. Man, they didn't have nothing bad to say about him though. They just, you know, their involvement was questioned. Next third seed, we about to beat the Celtics. Wow. I highly doubt that, but good luck. Pookie Twin and Kitchen Mo. Man, Kitchen Mo is a good one. Pookie Twin, both Pookie Twins will be good, though. I really want to see. I like both of them, bro. I agree, Zulu. I agree. I absolutely agree. The Pookie Twins and Kitchen Mo, man. Kitchen Mo got swag. Kitchen Mo don't really know what he got, man. Kitchen Mo bullshitting. Mac can bring it out of him if he let me. Gregory was, okay. Tommy Dean was cold. Yeah. Yeah, Lil Fee once, homie. Lil Fee once. Seattle will have the Sonics back before all of that flee. New York Giants drafting. Man, you and them Clippers and Giants, homie. Like you picked the worst teams. But I guess you could brag that the Giants got some championships. You can't do that with the Clippers. But it's a franchise in disarray. I don't think you can debate that. Like, who's happy about the Giants and the Clippers? Like, and both of them at that. That's crazy. Not Baby S. He was just very good questions. Miss seeing him at it on KMB. I mean, shit, we ain't done that on KMB. So, of course, you miss him. You miss KMB. I talked to Keisha's sister, Elite Friday. We got our giggle on. I'm sure y'all did. I bet her things was jumping when she was giggling, too. Like, hee hee hee, right? Uh, where is Misha G and Western at? I have no idea, man. No idea where they at. The Warriors housing stuff. I'm shocked that the Warriors turned their season around like they did. For real. Hey, Crazy Keith from 30s would be a dope interview. Crazy Keith, I believe, rest in peace. You talking about baby Crazy Keith? Little Crazy Keith? I believe Crazy Keith died, homie. Rest in peace. They all got big ones. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Are you familiar with someone named Crip Kev for the Shoreline? I heard the name, but I no. I mean, I don't know him. I never ran across. That comedy clip you did about the crack area was innovative. Can't wait to see more of those. Thank you. Appreciate it. Kev, when you get wealthy, what place would you like to see? The pearly gates. That's the best wealth I'll ever get, and that's the place I want to go when I get it. Man, hey, thanks for the comment though. Something like, but nah, really. Keeper. What's up with you, Keeper? You been to Hawaii? No, I haven't been to Hawaii yet. You know, cause Crip Southside said he know him. He know him. Damn, rest up, crazy Keith. Yeah, man. Some years back. No, I never been to Hawaii, but I told y'all a story where we was trying to get with Roscoe from Park Village, the Samoan Booyah tribe, and shit, we told him we fly to Hawaii, we on our way, but he didn't want to do it, man. So I never made it to Hawaii. I don't want to see Jesus until I'm 116. Well, shit, you gonna deal with the devil for about 30 years before then. You gonna see Jesus if you burnt up in eternal hell, eternal fire. Miles Q and the Goods Clippers. Oh my goodness, man. This dude don't stop with the Clippers, man. Starting to think you a troll, man. Seattle Flea. Bomb diffuser. Kev, would you want to have a pod? I would love to have a podcast, man. I would love it. Uh, I would love to have a podcast. I, if I had a real podcast studio, right, that I go to and chill, soundproof walls, nice cameras, and going off into what do you call that when you XM radio stuff like that? Man, I would love that shit. I would do like an hour with SAG, an hour on sports, an hour on hood story. Man, I would just chop it up all day. I sit in that motherfucker and just go crazy with the content. You ever see that movie Tales from the Hood? I don't remember. I remember the title, but I don't remember what it was about. The C and B everywhere. I still never heard of the Big Little Baby Tiny Infant in any other city. I don't even think Sacktown and Dago do it. Look, when I was in junior high school, my homeboy Little Crazy Boy could attest to this, but I'm sure a lot of other blacks can as well. But when I was in junior high school and we went to school with the Sotels, the Venice 13s, and we would clown them. And the 18th streets, we would clown them like you tiny this, tiny that, tiny. Like we couldn't foresee the future to where blacks would be tinies. We couldn't really see past the lils, but then came the babies, and we thought it would stop there. Nah, that shit's still going. So we didn't understand the culture of the Mexicans having generations after generations. And they got different cliques too. So they can have the same names and be from different cliques. It's all good, Seattle Flea. Kev, who you got in the fight, Canelo or Crawford? Man, I always say Canelo's bad. Canelo's bad. But in that fight, see, that's a tough fight for me because I like to cheer for both of them. Exactly, Southside. We was big and little, and then came the babies. But Compton got their own generations and stuff that I don't, I'm not 100% familiar with the times that they changed, the eras that they changed from generation to generation. But yeah, we was big and little. Is you gonna make sure Eugene good behind that wall? I'm gonna make sure he good. I'm just asking how I'm gonna make sure he good. Like, what really does that mean? Kev, if you do get that podcast going, I know you got the DJ already, so let me build to it. Man, you build websites, man, holler at me, man. You got my number. Let's get working on a website right now. And then we could just add the podcast link later, right? Let's get something going now, man. It's about 200 Mexicans by the name of Little Creeper. That is hilarious, homie. Man, that's hilarious. Um, you sliding out next month. Crippo, of course, Crippo sliding out. Compton homies, man, they pretty much they put this together this year. Let's just say that him and JAJ put it together. They made sure it happened, man. They also the ones that moved the date back a month. So I let them have it. Like this their year, man. I appreciate the homies. So I got love for them two dudes, man. Couldn't have met two better dudes on YouTube. As far as Crawford Canelo, Crawford, I go with Crawford in that, but I like Canelo too, but I think Crawford beats Canelo. There's a lot of spiders from a lot of different sets too. Man, I got a spider story about this Mexican Sereno from 18th Street. Like I said, I'll get around to it after my birthday is gone and clear. So remember, you'll be hearing about a spider from 18th Street. I don't know which clique of 18. I don't know, but he was a G. He was what they call a veterano. My man said Crawford gonna blend that boy. I'm telling you, man, Canelo ain't no buster though. All right, Seattle Flea. Have a good one, man. Kev, what year was it that Alex Alonso interviewed you? You look like you were still on bullshit. Man, I don't remember the year, homie. Honestly, I promise I don't remember the year. I have no clue, man. I don't remember. All you gotta do though, go to the interview. It's gonna have a date of when that video was uploaded. He uploaded the video 2 weeks after we did the interview. My man said '05. So '05, all right, '05. Man, that's a long time. It's 20 years ago. Damn. Crawford defense ain't good enough to beat Canelo. We'll see, man. Very seldomly wrong on a fight. So we'll see. Man, you was articulate in that video. Really? Y'all make me want to go watch it. I don't go watch it. I don't know what I could have said on there or did or whatever, but YouTube started in '05. I would have thought YouTube started in '07, but obviously I'm wrong. But I thought it started in '07. Are you about the same age? Battle Cat, yeah. Yeah. Battle Cat's probably a year older than me, probably 1 or 2 years older than me. You know what? He might not be that much older. Probably a year. Because I went to school with dudes that was a year older than me. My class, everybody was a year older than me. So I think Battle Cat was in my grade or maybe a grade older. So 1 or 2 years. I know Bobcat that was the funniest thing to me. Bobcat went to Crenshaw when I went to Crenshaw, right? But Bobcat never came to school. You would never see Bobcat at school. But then when we had, Crenshaw came out with this thing to where you have shows, keep the students interested. And, we would have these shows. And I remember Ice-T came and did a rap, and Bobcat was the DJ. That was the funniest shit to me. Like, this nigga don't come to school, but he show up for the lunch concert. That was crazy to me. It is that one blood from Swan still doing YouTube. I don't know. He did have some good content. Actually, I really enjoyed his content. I plugged it one day on live, but since then, I've seen some comments that wasn't so flattering. You know what I mean? I don't know if that has anything to do with his popularity going down or what, but I don't know. '07 is when that Barefoot Pookie magazine, yeah, something like that. Let's see. Pookie. '08, January '08. So yeah, we did it in like the end of '07, but the magazine came out January '08. DJ Battlecat is 56 years old, Kev Mac. So he was my grade or grade under me then. I don't remember. I know he's somewhere around there. Maybe he was more mentally mature. Maybe he was more mature. Okay, there we go. What's up, Denver? They go Jill. Raymond Crip part in that issue. Yeah, Jinx. Jinx was in there, right? That's all right if they Googled his age. Like I said, my memory ain't the greatest, but he was at Crenshaw when I was there. But I thought Battle Cat may have been my grade or a year older. But if he's 56 now, it's likely he was a year behind me, and that might explain why he calls Bobcat his big homie. You know, maybe that explains why he called Bobcat his big homie. So look up Bobcat. Bobcat must be 57. I know him. He's 56. Is born in 68. Oh, okay. Well, we the exact same age then. So I got him about six. I got him about 6 days. All right, 6 days older than him. All right. Like I said, 1 or 2 years, more like 6 days. What year is CJ Mack generation? He's CJ Mack's before me. I don't know how old CJ Mack is. Neighborhood from Baltimore, sick homie. What up, Baltimore? I was just booking, not booking, but looking at the schedule to see when I'm gonna make it to Baltimore this year. So it's probably gonna be late July, early August. CJ Max still look young and good, and he work out, so he's still fit. I talk about the older dudes in their 60s that think they still can fight and stuff, and I always say like, you got to be in shape. You got to work out and be healthy. CJ Mack is one of them. CJ Mack look like he could still hold his own. Not look like, I know he could still hold his own. So yeah, CJ Max, he works out. He's in good shape. I remember that Powder Puff song and video. Like, subscribe, share. Damn, man, we going on 2 hours. I guess I'll go 2 hours tonight. Time fly when you're having fun. Yeah, CJ Mack ran with some of my G homies, man. One being Moody, and his cousin, one of my G homies. CJ Mack, new song is This in Other Cities. Sound like BG Knockout said it. Wow. Wow. Money Mon. Big homie Money Mon is related to CJ Mack. And then D Ross, the homie D Ross. I met D Ross way later though, but D Ross is another older homie related to CJ Mack. The entire world saw Jake Paul beat up Mike Tyson. Father Time is undefeated. I feel bad for old Mike, man, because after that fight, I seen him. He limping everywhere. He got his knee wrapped up. His face is looking older. He don't look happy like he was starting to look when he started smoking weed doing podcasts. He looked like he was in a really good place. Now he kind of look like a senior citizen a lot to me. CJ Mack Platinum Game album is fire. So CJ, same era as Keita. Well, see, I don't know who you're talking about when you say Keita. Because you have Keita Mack, and then you have Keita Rock, right? So if you're talking about Keita Rock, yeah, he's probably he may be. I want to say he's out that era. Like I said, look him up, see his age. I don't know, but he's probably out the Keita Rock maybe a year or two before. I don't know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In just about an hour and a half. Yes, sir. I'm pretty sure his daughter was 4 when she passed. I remember when the rapper Gonzo sang, he from 62. I had Gonzo on here, right? Gonzo came on here. I asked him about that. Gonzo went to Dorsey, man, and he was adamant. He was adamant. He was a real 6-0. I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. A lot of these dudes I never met, man. Now, if you came around later, if you came around the last last 18 years, 17 years, you might be legit. You probably legit. I just don't know you. But if you was banging before that, it's kind of crazy for me not to run across you if you was on the streets because we did so much as a hood. We been to so many events, so many funerals, had some important meetings, drama in the hood. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, like kind of hard for me to fathom that you were active before that. Especially if people Tiny Gonzo was Tiny Hump. I never knew Gonzo was Tiny Hump. I know the Humps. We used to, and that go back to, we used to hang out at Hump's house. We used to hang out at Hump's house. We played basketball with Hump all the time at Ladera Park. Low rided. We went to picnics. And so, there's dudes over there I never seen. I mean, we over there, and this dude's I never seen over there. So I don't know, man. Like I say, I'm no authority on the 6-0s, man. I'm no authority. I could just tell you my experience, man. I said earlier I had never met Mumbles, and absolutely Mumbles was one of many big names. Oh, that you said I never met. Yes, absolutely. All right, good looking out, man. I don't know who that is right now, but good looking out. I got a clue who it is. Good looking out, though, man. I'm sure you're watching and good looking out, man. Appreciate you. You ever ran across Big Ant Dog from the district? Um, yeah, absolutely. Oh, Snot Rocks. All right. If you ever did an episode on Keystone, I did. Green Eye Keystone, I did do something on Green Eye Keystone. Yeah, I did a bio on Keystone. And a lot of people liked it. A lot of people said it was real accurate and were surprised that I knew what I knew about Keystone. But yeah, Keystone was a good homie, man. He was a good homie. Keystone was like he was like a mentor in the set, and he was very level headed. You know, he was about his money over everything, and peace. Money and peace with him is how I viewed the homie. But he had a big house up in the hills, and his house was open to all the homies. During one era, they were like, "You can't come up in here. You better not have no wire, or this, you know." So he was very conscious as well, you know. So he was very guarded individual as far as from the rats, from the informants and infiltrators early on. But it was cool up there because people played video games. You could play chess. You could gamble, shoot dice. Yeah, cool piece of property, man. Nice old cars. Yeah, I wish not just the set, but from any set had more homies like Keystone. Danny Chapman got a son named Keenan Chapman. He painted the Malcolm X and Nipsey's t-shirt store. Is that right? You know, I knew Danny Chapman. I knew Danny Chapman from elementary school. Danny Chapman was one of my brother's good friends. And I knew his sister. His sister was younger than Danny. Sister Lisa, the homegirl. I knew them from elementary school, man. You know, it hurt to know Danny Chapman had got caught up in that. And I didn't really see Danny around a lot. So to see him caught up in that, like, it really hit me, like, in a weird type of way. Do you think sometimes it's necessary for us to experience triumph in order for us to better be prepared for things worse to come in the future? Absolutely, absolutely. I just think in life in general, because we're hit with so many obstacles and we don't know everything. And our parents didn't teach us, most of our parents didn't teach us everything. So, yeah, sometimes you have to go through triumph, whether it's personal experience or just an experience that you heard about, you know, a story that was told to you. Yeah, absolutely. He also painted the Crip and Blood handshake paint. That's good history right there, man. Maybe we need to interview him. Maybe he needs an interview, bro. Feel me? Let me see what you say about Cannon. That interview you did earlier was good at Big Kid Mac, good insight. Did he let the homies on the run post up until they could bust enough? I don't know about that, Lawrence. I have no idea. I don't know about that. He lives in Atlanta. All right, bet. You ever thought of interviewing Black Tiger Crew? I have. I have interviewed so Mark Seven and a bunch of dudes. I've done that. Can't teach us what they didn't know themselves. This era, we lucky with the sources of information. That's true. But we also unlucky because you get false information with all the sources of information we have nowadays. And we're still lazy. We won't do the homework. So we just believe what we see on a YouTube video and we run with it. Now we think we know everything. You know, it's dudes in other states that be trying to tell me about our history. Dudes, when I speak on something about the Brims or different individuals or you know, any set in LA, it be dudes in other states be getting at me like, nigga, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I always say, all right, you know, I give it to you. It's crazy. They teaching me my history, where I grew up and shit. It's crazy to me. And then sometimes when I hit back with some facts, then they change it. They change it to No, I'm asking. No, you ain't asking. Ain't no question marks in none of your comments. And you got some capital words up in that motherfucker. Like you emphasizing points. But anyway, my mom bought some black art from a blind artist in LA back in the day. The brother was gifted. Wow, that's crazy. Chaka. Kemek, do you remember Chaka? Yeah. They tagged literally struck up. Yeah, I remember. I was in the county jail when Chaka caught that case. And I was in the county jail. Do you know what name I seen on all the clothes bins and in the sales? Chaka. I'm like, that fool ain't learned nothing yet. And they know who you are. The sheriff in there gonna know who you are, but he didn't give a damn. He wrote on everything. Yeah, that's true, Ronald Green. That's true. I think there's a distinction, though. I think there's a distinction that we often don't mention or break down, but I believe United Underground is a little different from the underground Crips of today. When I say different, I mean as far as the membership goes. The UGs, when whacking them started pushing UG, I believe is the UG of today. Whereas the older UGs just was from everywhere, right? Like that was the pre-West Side. I mean, that was actually the morphing of the West Side Crips. Yeah, he did. He sure did. He used to be all over the freeways and shit, right? Chaka. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it just a distinction. I'm saying I'm not saying like they two totally different things, but I'm saying like the air was different, so the gang makeup was different, right? United Underground wasn't beefing with no Crips. United Underground stretched far and wide. You know, you had dudes in West LA claiming it. You had gangster Crips claiming it, right? You had dudes across Vermont claiming it, right? So it was almost like an extension of the West Side or a subset of the West Side Crips, basically. But when Whacknam started, you know, the banging was a bit different because now you have inner fighting amongst Crips and you have a lot of different sections now. The gangs are already sectioned off. And, you know, you had allies and rivals, or it was getting to that point where you would ally up with certain sets and go at different alliances. And so it started in the same sections, same streets, same section. So it's not like they just totally two different things, but there was like a how would you say it, like reignited. You feel me? What would be the same scenario for Avalon Gardens and Avalon Gangster? Avalon Gardens was the projects, 88th and Avalon. Avalon Gangsters would be, yeah, would be like the newer thing. Like, and probably more than likely two separate things, but ended up coming together based on Avalon. Have you talked to any of the Padres? Can no, but one of the Padres, one of the female Padres, had left some comments under some of the videos. But 2 hours in, I'm about to go, y'all. Thanks for listening to my boring ass for 2 hours. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Appreciate y'all, man. I had a good time tonight. Yeah, they consider it the same thing now. Did they consider it the same thing then? I don't believe so. They didn't have the same enemies. They wasn't fighting the same battles. But eventually, I believe they came together because of the Avalon, the A line. I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all have a good one, man. Do a TED Talk? I don't know what TED Talk is, homie. No idea what TED Talk is. Hey, thanks, Michelle, for staying up. Appreciate you. Tony the Tiger. Good looking. I'm out, y'all. See y'all. More than likely, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I ain't got nothing planned. I just want to go have a breakfast, and that's all I want to do tomorrow. Maybe have a drink, but not a sad drink. Oh, college speeches. I don't mind speaking in colleges, man. Like I said, I done did speaking at the Jackie Robinson joints and all through Louisiana. I enjoy it actually. It pay good money too. But I wouldn't mind speaking at colleges. Colleges pay a lot more, and I'm sure it will really test my intellect. All right, y'all. I'm gone. Peace. All right, Southside. I'll give you a call, bro.